Hello, hello, hello. So today is gonna be a bit of a different stream. Dark Souls will return tomorrow, but today I'm going to do the thing that I did last year, which is essentially preparation and the recording for the upcoming video. The upcoming video is not like fully about Silksong. What I mean is it's not covering the entirety of Silksong. It's specifically focusing on the blocking and the parrying that enemies can do. I also have my debug tools, though I have not used them much, so it's kind of a behind the scenes thing for all of you. I will have to remember how this thing works, because I set up these debug tools like a month ago, but didn't actually get around to do all the recording. So give me a moment. I have to like remember what the controls are for the debug mode. Right. So this menu will allow me to teleport to essentially different scenes, well, different rooms of the game. The rooms that we are particularly interested in are the memory, specifically the memory for Carmelita, because Carmelita actually the main reason for this video. Because Carmelita is a very funny little blocking mechanic. And is not very intuitive. We might get a bit of glitching with the music, because I'm teleporting from the scene to scene. But it will fix itself soon. Yeah, this is another enemy that has a blocking mechanic, by the way. Also, I have not played Silksong for like a month or so. So I'm gonna be quite bad at the start. Though, not to worry, because debug tools has me covered. I might need to switch off Hunter, because I'm usually the Reaper main, not Hunter. Yeah, just gonna die to the guards before I actually get to the fight. That's okay. Also, I have not rested at the actual bench. Well, the debug mode teleporting strikes again. So where I actually need to teleport is the bench that is before. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, I need to teleport at this scene. So I can actually rest at a bench. I'll try to fight her normally one more time before I get full debug autism. Also, is anyone actually here yet, or not? According to YouTube, there is at least one. Hopefully, it doesn't count me. Well, there she is. So what is the blocking that I'm talking about? You'll see in a moment. After I get murdered. It's this one. So, you see how she blocked my attack? Yep. And like that. So that is a mechanic that I don't really like for her. And I'm not alone in this. Because this blocking, for most people, it looks completely random. Because it doesn't really feel like there is any reason for why she blocks one time and not the other. And now she's continuously blocking, right? Like every time I attack, she blocks. So what's up with that? Yeah? There is a little secret. Yeah, still like she blocked again. Like the normal question would be, so when am I supposed to attack? Am I supposed to just accept the fact that my attacks are going to be blocked? Sometimes. Like that. So, the little secret is that it's not actually random. And I am not exactly sure whether that is a good thing or a bad thing that it's not random. Because the way it works, I'm now going to open the actual AI flowchart for Carmelita. I'm not going to do this for every enemy that we cover, but for her I will, because first of all it's the easiest to find, but also it's the easiest to figure out what's happening. So here it is. Here is the flowchart. Not a small thing, this is. And the thing that we are interested in is every time she enters the idle state, specifically when she enters the idle state, not when she does an attack, not when she blocks your previous attack, specifically when she enters the idle state. I hope the cursor is visible. It should be, yes. Do you see here on the right at the top? Bull flip will block. So essentially, what this means that every time she enters the idle state, the Boolean value for whether or not she can and will block your attack, that Boolean will flip from true to false, then back to true, then back to false. So essentially, every second time that she enters the idle state, she will block. Just, she is guaranteed to block. Interesting, isn't it? So with that, I'm gonna try to fight her again. Except this time I'm gonna enable debug tools to, you know, God mode and stuff like that. And also disable, well, maybe not disable damage. To reduce the damage, maybe. Let me find the shortcut. Yeah, so this shortcut should just automatically restore my health to full. So not full invincibility, but it's good enough for testing. Yeah, yeah, it works. Nice. Actually, you know what? Before we get to actual Carmelita, I'm going to play around with this little enemy first. So for that, I will need to disable my damage output. It should be this one. Did not work. Well, okay, I'll do it another time. Yeah. So now the idea is we can verify whether or not this graph makes sense. So remember, every second time that she enters the idle state, right? Yep, that was a block. So this is she will not block, and now she will. Yep, she will not block, and now she will. Block? No block. Was too late. Of course, in order to block, she has to be in idle state. But there is also the problem that specifically makes me dislike this blocking, is that the way it is decided is specifically after my attack lands. I'm actually going to enable complete invincibility for ease of testing. Yep. Block. No block. Block. No block. Hey, hello Rendeg. Thank you. Yes, I think the best way to showcase what I'm trying to do would be on either on Hunter's Crest, maybe on Witch Crest actually. Yeah, I think Witch Crest might be the easiest way to showcase what I want to show. Is I need her to get in the idle state. Okay, next one. Okay, and the second. Oh. Yes, she will block literally every attack in a row. Just because that is her second time that she's entered the idle state. Yeah, even with the claw line follow-up. Okay, nice. There are shortcuts to make the game slower. Do they work? No, they don't. Damn it. Oh no, they do work. Very nice. Yeah, so with the game slowed down, I hope that it will be visible. Specifically when the block happens. Also, let me know if the volume balance is good. I think with this crest it will be easier to show. Yeah, with the charged attack even. Yeah, so now she will not block, and the next one she will. Come on, do an attack. Maybe I miscounted. Yep. Actually, I might make the music a little bit quieter. Come on, next attack. And that was a block. And it was a block specifically after my attack lands. So she doesn't predict my attack. She doesn't even attempt to predict my attack. She will just block on the event of my attack hitting. And that's the reason I don't much like it. And the reason I wanted to make this video in the first place. So, with that, we will need to have some comparisons, right? So the comparison would be, for example, the Phantom. Or even better, just generally the same ants that are in her fight even. So for that I will need to restart. Hold on. Okay. This one I don't need. I need just the main melee guy. Yeah. Okay, now there are two of them. Now see how this one behaves. He attacks and then he just blocks. He just randomly tries to block. He doesn't read your input. He doesn't really read your position either. Well, maybe he slightly reacts if you're close. But generally, he doesn't read your input. He doesn't block specifically when your attack lands. He will just attempt to block. You know? He just attempts. It doesn't guarantee a successful block, but he will attempt. Hey, hello, and thank you. Yep, like that. And the thing is, the fact that he attempts a block means that he commits to an animation. It is a time that he spends not doing something else. The commitment that Carmelita doesn't have. Although, actually interesting, I didn't know that he will block from behind as well. That's interesting, I didn't know that. So not all sunshine and rainbows. I think block like that should be one directional, but sure. I guess my parry is only directional as well, so that's only fair. I'm gonna show it one more time, yeah. So that he tried to block, but I attacked later, and the block didn't work. That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. That is the interaction that I can like. And this is Carmelita. And block. And block. And block. Just slow down again. So this one he will not block, and the next one, so after this attack, I will attack her, and she will block in the same frame that my attack lands on her. Maybe I miscounted. Yeah, so the next one then. It's supposed to be every second one. So now she is idle? Yeah. It's difficult to figure out when specifically she goes idle. Yeah, like, was that idle? Yeah, that is idle, when she tries to dance around and spin. Hi, Clueless Link, thank you very much. She goes spin, and that is not a block, and the next one will be. The thing is that my slowing down might be a little bit interfering with the specifically in which frame she goes idle. Yeah, like when she's in full speed, I can pretty reliably, like, yeah, every second idle state is a block. 1 and 2 block. 1 and 2 block. Block. Yeah, this is normal. Yeah, maybe slowing down is a little bit. It's a little bit of a bad idea. I mean, it's visible enough at full speed. Maybe I will slow down the footage in the actual video. That will be enough. Yeah, I think so far the Witch Crest is the best at showcasing. Yeah, like that. You just blocked everything. Doesn't that seem just a little bit too much? And also consider the following, that the normal player is very unlikely to figure out that she blocks specifically on every second time that she enters idle. Normal player will not figure out this flowchart. Specifically this thing. Normal player will not just learn that from the game. In contrast, let's teleport to Phantom, for example. Where is the exhaust organ? It's not Sinner's Road exactly. Yeah, it's Bywater. Yeah. Uh-oh. That didn't work. Hmm. Yeah, I think it crashed. That will happen. That will happen a couple of times today. Just part of the job. Yes. Oh, really? Okay. Alright, I revived Phantom and it respawned the mist. Makes sense, I suppose. Can I teleport to the end? Last hole? Yeah, that works. Yeah, and the Phantom does the same thing as that. What is it called? Is it armored Scar or Scar Stalker? I think it's called the one that blocks. Phantom will also attempt to block, to parry in this case. No input reading, no nothing, just an attempt at prediction. An attempt that can fail, can and will fail. Attempt that can be exploited, that you can play around. You know? I love this boss, by the way. It's probably my favorite in the game. Yep, and an attempt to parry. Sometimes Phantom will even spam that parry. It doesn't guarantee anything, unlike with Carmelita. Decides, after the fact, that she is not actually going to take damage from the attack that already landed on her. Similarly, there is also even basic enemies, like Grand Reed. Let me actually remember where. It's not at high halls. Am I blind? Right, just Citadel, yes. Bellshine and Clade, yes. Yep. See? He tried to block. He failed. But he tried. Void enemies are very fun, by the way. And only if I strike his attempt to block, only then he will actually retaliate with a follow-up. The next one on the menu is actually the second Sentinel. Because that one, I remember that it has a parry, but I don't actually remember how it works, so we're gonna check it out. Except the problem is now I have to revive second Sentinel. I think it's here. Hmm. Yeah, so the problem is that it's not called the second Sentinel in the files. Which is a little bit problematic to actually... Oh, Steel Sentinel. Ooh, maybe that's the one. – met and offered. I remember the second-hand sentinel was at high halls. Uh-oh. Not the right one. Yeah, I think it's here. It wasn't the right flag. Damn it! Could it be this one? Completed COG 10 Abyss bottle. Hmm. Okay, unfortunately I might have to skip Second Sentinel for now, because I thought I knew how to revive it, but I apparently do not. It's a little unfortunate. It's a little unfortunate, but we do still have things to do. And the things to do is to teleport to Sands of Karak, specifically to the very end of it. Yeah, this is the one. Yes. Yeah, because we have also this guy. And this guy, funnily enough, has the same issue as Carmelita. Is that he will also block your attacks, except now I am actually unsure of the logic of how it works. Because sometimes he will, sometimes he won't. And sometimes he will even cancel the startup of his own animation to block you. Like that. Like that. He tried to start an attack, and then I landed my attack on him, and so he decided, nah, actually no, I blocked that attack. And somehow that makes sense. And somehow that made sense to the developers. Yeah, for this one I will need to slow the game down. Really funny, isn't it? Like, what is this design? Like, genuinely, what is this? What is this supposed to achieve? Except just be a random fuck you to the player. Like, no, you just randomly don't get to deal damage. Because. And that's the thing, I thought that Carmelita was random as well, and that actually was my earlier complaint about her, but now that I know that it's not random, it's... I still don't like it, it's just more weird that it's not random, actually. It being not random for Carmelita is more weird, somehow. He actually just straight up animation cancels. For no reason. For absolutely no reason, he will animation cancel and ignore your damage. Because... Actually, you know what I'm interested in? If I land the claw line on him and he blocks it, will I get contact damage from him? That's the big question. No, okay. At least I don't get contact damage from him blocking the claw line. Because that would have been completely dogshit. Right. There we go. Ha! Wait, really? Oh, that's worse. Hold on, that is worse than I thought. Okay, what about Wanderer? What about Wanderer charge attack? Blocks everything. Oh man. Actually incredible. He'll actually block twice. Actually, hold on. This essentially locks me into damage, if I understand correctly. Hold on. If he follows it up with a uppercut, I'm just screwed, you know? Okay, not exactly locking into me into damage. I can run away. Still S, but I can run away at least. Yeah. This guy, indeed. That's the only appropriate response, honestly. I do not like him either. Even without the blocks, I do not like this guy. But with the blocks, it becomes completely unbearable. So funny thing is that that's also not the end of our list. Is this the one? Is this the area? No, that's not exactly the area. It's somewhere close. Hmm. Maybe not. Hmm. Yeah, and I remember that Pinsters was somewhere close here. Or maybe I'm misremembering. Pinsters was definitely accessed from a bench. It's close to a bench. It is supposed to be somewhere here. Probably. Yeah, I remember. It's definitely from this area. And the pinsters isn't here. Yeah, damn it! I didn't manage to reset this fight either. Shit! No, let's do this and then quest offered, because quest offered, I think I will be able to just accept it from Velhard, at which point it should be easier. Hmm. Well, doesn't work unfortunately. Yeah, damn it. Because I remember that Finsters also blocks your attacks on hit and not on the attempted prediction. So that's annoying. I guess I will have to create a second save file that isn't, fully completed the game. Yeah. I mean, I have planned this to be a bit of a shorter stream, but we're only an hour in. It's kind of way too short. Damn it. The whole two bosses that I wasn't able to test on stream. Annoying. That's annoying. I mean, I can just go to Lost Place technically, because she will always be present in the save file. Because the save file ends with her. Well, the save file doesn't end. You know what I mean. The game ends. I could either try to figure out how to revive normal Lace. Because there is actually a difference between Lace 1 and 2 in terms of how she parries. It actually might be a good idea to just start a fresh save file and then teleport straight to Lace 1. It might actually be more viable strategy here. Hey, hello. Imagine the needle just falls straight into Hornet's head and she dies and the game ends. It was very close. So I wonder if I have to do the starting area before the game lets me do stuff. Since we have time, I might as well do the starting area of Silksong. Why not? Where am I going? Yeah, what a great start. Right. Yeah, so that's what I was worried about. If I just teleport right now, the game might just completely break. If I don't let these starting pseudo cutscenes play out. Alright. I do still have cheats enabled, so I forgot to enable my damage back. I was wondering why it took so long to kill them.
Da, fenestra. Nesvie?
Yeah, let me out. Okay, now I think we are free to roam. At which point, I need my dash first. Is this the one? It is not the one. The thing is that now I have to remember where the dash is. Yeah, actually, you know what? Yes. Yes, Chakra. Chakra will help us greatly with the map. Unfortunately, I don't have money. Fortunately, I will now have money.
Fadastana.
Damn it. Nice. Luckily, I can teleport. There we go. Nice. Yeah, that's better. Yes. Hello, Lace. Also, if you haven't noticed before, she's humming the same theme as the soundtrack of Grandmother Silk. I think that is pretty cool. Yeah, so the thing is, just like Phantom, Lace will attempt to parry. But there is also another additional thing about it. And I'm gonna try to show it. That was pretty close to what I wanted to show. Let me see if I can actually manage to time it correctly. Oh! Like that. So the thing that happened right there is that I landed my attack essentially at the exact same time that she started her parry attempt. But it didn't count as a successful parry. That is actually the same way that the parries worked in original Hollow Knight. When you were fighting Hornet and the Hollow Knight, because those are the two that have parries. There was a little bit of a grace period, a very short time frame, that you could still land your attack, even though the boss has started the parry animation, where it wouldn't count as a parry. Essentially, those bosses would have startup frames for the parry that aren't actually active frames yet, if that makes sense. That gets removed for Lace 2 and the Lace 3 fight. That grace period gets removed completely. So if you land your attack, she will parry you. Yeah, so that was too late on my part. It's a very, very tight timing. You know what I just realized? I am not sure if I have my damage enabled or not. So I'm going to restart the fight so I don't kill her. I want my damage disabled so I can hit her many times, and I also I didn't rest at the bench. That's okay. That is a-okay. Actually, wait, can I teleport directly to my cocoon? Okay, my damage is off. That's good. Like that was a close approximation, but not exactly the best timing. Something like that. Can't seem to get the good timing. Nice. That's the clip I wanted. That is essentially the clip I wanted. So I hope that it makes sense what I'm trying to say. That, see, she starts to raise her pin to parry before I even attack. So it's not that my attack lands before she parries. She actually has startup frames that are not, active. They're not active parry frames. So I am allowed to land my attack in this moment without it counting as a parry. So this is something that I really like, actually. Because it makes sense. She wasn't, in universe, she wasn't fast enough to react. Obviously, out of universe, we know that it's all code, of course. The code didn't predict well enough. But it is a good thing. It didn't predict well enough. If it predicted way too good, it would be, well, it wouldn't have to predict, it would just work like Carmelita does, which, doesn't need to predict anything. So this is something that I really like. And I am pretty sure that this grace period gets removed for Lace 2 and Lace 3. So what I'm actually going to do is that I'm going to go back to my main save file and go to Lace 3 and try to replicate this moment. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I messed up. Well, we are in the cutscene, which we're not supposed to be. I should have known that this is a cutscene, well, scene, and not a valid room. Oops. Yeah, I'm gonna restart the game. Oopsie daisy. So apparently stream is not in a very good state. Are we back? Hold on, is the stream alive? Because OBS started freaking out when I was restarting the game. It looks stable now, so if it's stable on your end, it's good. Okay. So, Abyss. Not the right room. Yeah, this is the right room. I'm also gonna fight Lost Lace normally. At least a couple times. Because I like that fight. Well, at least the first phase. The first phase is really fun. It kind of goes a little bit downhill on following phases. It's not. It doesn't get bad. It's just not as good. Ow! Great start. And I think I got my clipper already. And I actually might have gotten my clip already on accident. So let's check it. Yeah, so that immediately triggers the parry, although that might be too late. That might be too late, honestly. What about this one? Yep. See, here, it immediately starts the parry. So from the very first frame. That's what I was talking about. Is that this grace period that was present gets removed. Yeah, this one is too late. It's not necessarily a bad thing that it gets removed, but I kind of liked it being there, honestly. But it is also a, method of increasing the difficulty that isn't just ramping up damage or giving more ridiculous moves. Both of which Lost Lace does, but the point being is that Lace 2 already removes the parry grace period, so that kind of works as a difficulty increase from lace 1. It's a thing that people may not even notice, but it is there. It is a factor that increases the difficulty. I also don't really like this attack because it's just a time waster. You know, it's very easy to just hang on the wall and do nothing. Oh, that hits me. And also, that's one of the 3 attacks in the game that deal 3 damage. Anyway. What else can I do today? Like I said, I was planning this to be a shorter stream. Because honestly, the resulting video won't be particularly long either. It's not like the last year where I was recording footage for, you know, the video about Elden Ring's DLC, because that one's a lot. This one be a shorter one. Because essentially what I'm planning to do is just to compare all the parry and block types and what they actually mean for the gameplay. And explain the reasons why I don't like Carmelita's blocking. Well, Carmelita and the Watcher on the Edge, because they work the same way. The funny thing, actually, is that the way that blocking works is kind of like magnetite dice. Kind of. Magnetite dice is, first of all, actually random, and those two are not. Carmelita, we have, well, I have explained how it works. With the Watcher on the Edge is a bit more difficult in that I have no idea how it works, but it doesn't seem to be random either. It mostly seems like Watcher on the Edge blocks just when he's in like complete idle state. So you essentially only get to punish the recovery of his animations. That's what it seems like. But then again, not every time. So it's a little weird. But magnetite dice is genuinely random. So what is the actual difference then? What is the difference in dynamic between Hornet using magnetite dice and Carmelita and Watcher on the Edge just blocking, well, not randomly, but you know. Because magnetite dice also triggers specifically when the attack hits you. You don't preemptively block. The attack hits you first, and then the game, in this case, rolls the dice and decides, no, actually, you're not gonna take damage. And that explanation is specifically why I want to make the video. I'm gonna explain it to you here as a little bit of a sneak peek. Because magnetite dice is a magical artifact. That's it. Essentially, that's it, but I am going to expand a little bit on it. So, it is magnetite dice blocking damage is something that happens to Hornet. Hornet doesn't do it, it happens to her. Does that make sense? Meanwhile, Carmelita and Watcher on the Edge, they physically block. It doesn't happen to them, they are doing it. Except that's the explanation in universe, is that they are doing the blocking and it doesn't happen to them, while magnetite dice thing happens to Hornet. That's the in-universe explanation. So the problem is that out of universe, obviously it's all code, so because of this, we know that Carmelita's blocking actually kind of happens to her. She doesn't really do that herself. The game decides for her. And so there is a disconnect between what happens in universe and how the game actually works behind the scenes. That's the core of what I dislike about that. This may not sound like a very refined argument yet, so I will try to refine it as I write the script. But for the stream, this might be all I need for now. So I might just go defeat Lost Lace and we'll call it a day for today. Call it a day for today. What a wordsmith I am. Anyway. Well, unless I'm just gonna die like a moron. Also, as a reminder, tomorrow is the ending of our Dark Souls 2 adventures, and the day after tomorrow is the stream where I'm gonna watch Dark Souls 2 critique by Matthew Matosis. And we're gonna discuss that. Encouraging word from Gorb. Yes, thank you, Gorb. I will ascend with Gorb. I played myself again. Also, you know what? The music can go back up. I played myself again. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple more attempts and then call it quits for today's stream. I think this one's gonna be a winning one. I tried to be cool and played myself again. I mistimed the combo. Yeah, it's a bad attempt. That is a bad attempt. What? That's the first time that happened to me. Huh? I didn't know that was possible. Stagger immediately out of the... from the start of phase 3? That's interesting. Why did they dash there? Why did they decide to dash there? That was pointless. Nice. Very nice, even 2.5 hour stream. Oh, actually, it's not even because I started. Never mind. Actually, it doesn't matter. What I wanted to say is that I started stream like before actually going live. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Like I said, tomorrow is the ending of Dark Souls 2, and the day after is Critique of Dark Souls 2 by Matthew Mathosis. And then I don't know. Actually, I don't know what's gonna be next. What other game I might stream. But I will definitely have to edit our playthrough, as well as this Silksong video. So I have stuff to do. Anyway, I guess there wasn't really much of a discussion in chat about Silksong today, but I guess it's only fitting if I give at least some thoughts on the game, since I'm streaming it right now. I think that the game overall is good, but it's not gonna be really a hot take, but the double damage is overrepresented in this game. It's a little bit too much of it. Not really for balance reasons. Not really because of the difficulty. Difficulty, I think, is fine. But just the general, feeling that you got in Hollow Knight, the original Hollow Knight, when you got hit for double damage, it felt more special. That's essentially it. Other than that, I quite like Silksong. So anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.